Cialdini's Influence. The Psychology of Persuasion is a foundational book in the field of social psychology, particularly focusing on the science of persuasion. First published in 1984, the book outlines 6 key principles that explain why people say yes and how these principles can be used in everyday life to influence the behavior of others. Cialdini's work is deeply rooted in empirical research, and he draws on numerous studies, experiments, and real-world examples to explain how these persuasive tactics are both naturally occurring and consciously applied in sales, marketing, negotiation, and personal interactions. The book not only reveals how people are persuaded, but also teaches readers how to recognize and defend against manipulative tactics. Cialdini describes the 6 key principles of persuasion, which include the following. The rule of reciprocity. People feel obliged to give back to others in kind what they have received. When someone does something for us, we often feel a psychological compulsion to return the favor, even if the original act was unsolicited. Marketers use reciprocity when they offer free samples or small gifts, prompting people to feel compelled to buy in return. Reciprocity is used widely in sales, marketing, and interpersonal relations. A small act of kindness or a favor can be a powerful tool to influence others to say yes. The power of commitment. Once people commit to something, verbally or in writing, they are more likely to follow through with that commitment because they want to remain consistent with their past behavior. A salesperson may first ask a potential buyer to make a small commitment, like agreeing to test drive a car. After making this small commitment, people are more likely to agree to a bigger purchase because of their desire to be consistent. The foot in the door technique is a strategy in which a person is first asked to agree to a small request, making it easier to get them to agree to a larger one later. Social influence. People tend to look to others to determine their own actions, especially in uncertain situations. When they see others behaving in a certain way, they assume it's the correct or socially acceptable behavior. For example, in marketing, the use of testimonials, reviews, or bestseller labels plays into social proof, as people are more likely to buy products that others have already approved of. Social proof is particularly effective in scenarios where uncertainty is high. The more people are seen using a product or service, the more likely others will follow. The importance of liking. We are more likely to be influenced by people we like. Factors like physical attractiveness, similarity, and praise can all increase the likelihood of someone being liked and therefore more persuasive. For example, salespeople often work to build rapport with potential buyers, using common interests or compliments to create a sense of liking, which in turn makes the buyer more likely to agree to a purchase. Brands often hire attractive or charismatic individuals as spokespeople, because consumers are more likely to be influenced by someone they find likable or relatable. The power of authority. People tend to obey authority figures and are more likely to be persuaded by someone perceived as an expert or having higher status. Authority can be established through uniforms, titles, or even a professional tone of voice. In advertising, doctors or scientific experts are often used to endorse products, like 9 out of 10 dentists recommend this toothpaste, leveraging their perceived authority to influence consumer decisions. Authority is widely used in various fields, from medical endorsements to job interviews, where an authoritative tone or credentials can make a huge difference in persuasion. Scarcity and urgency. People value things more when they perceive them as being scarce or in limited supply. The fear of missing out, or FOMO, is a powerful driver of decision-making, making people more likely to take action when opportunities seem fleeting. Marketers often use phrases like limited time offer or while supplies last to create a sense of urgency and scarcity, prompting quicker purchases. The principle of scarcity is common in sales promotions, real estate, and e-commerce, where creating a sense of rarity drives consumer action. Next, we will describe the major concepts and techniques outlined in the book, triggering automatic responses. Cialdini explains that much of human behavior is, automatic and unconscious, especially when it comes to persuasion. The principles work by triggering ingrained psychological responses that bypass conscious decision-making. The contrast principle. People tend to perceive things differently depending on what they're compared to. This principle is often used in sales, where showing a higher-priced item first makes the next lower-priced item seem like a better deal. Defense against manipulation. Cialdini not only explains how to persuade others, but also how to defend oneself against manipulative tactics. Understanding these principles can help individuals recognize when they're being manipulated and resist the influence of unethical persuaders. Foot in the door and door in the face techniques. These are classic techniques of commitment and reciprocity. The foot in the door technique gets people to agree to a small request first, making them more likely to agree to a larger one. The door in the face technique involves making a large request that is likely to be refused, followed by a smaller request, the intended outcome, which seems more reasonable by comparison. Next, we will discuss real-world applications described in the book Marketing and Advertising. Cialdini's principles have been widely adopted in the fields of marketing and advertising, where techniques like social proof, scarcity, and authority are used to influence purchasing decisions. Sales professionals use many of the tactics discussed in the book, such as building rapport, showing testimonials, or creating urgency to persuade clients and close deals. Negotiation and leadership. Cialdini's principles are also valuable in negotiation and leadership settings, where understanding human psychology can help influence decisions, lead teams, or resolve conflicts. Everyday life. The principles can also be applied to everyday personal interactions, from convincing friends and family, to making life decisions, to navigating social situations. Influence, the Psychology of Persuasion, is a landmark work that combines psychology, marketing, and practical persuasion techniques. Robert Cialdini's 6 principles of influence, reciprocity, commitment and consistency, social proof, liking, authority and scarcity, offer valuable insights into how people are influenced by others and how they can harness these principles for ethical persuasion. Through research-backed insights and real-world applications, Cialdini provides readers with powerful tools for understanding and navigating social dynamics. If you want to improve your ability to be persuasive, pick up a copy of Cialdini's book today.